Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The real reason Gold Rush doesn't show reclamation. On this week's episode of Gold Rush, Parker Schnabel talked about the time it takes for reclamation after a dig. That got a lot of fans talking about why the show doesn't include this important part of the job on the weekly series. Here is what you need to know about the reclamation process and why it isn't a part of Gold Rush. What is reclamation on Gold Rush? On last night's episode of Gold Rush, Parker Schnabel said that he only has a limited amount of time before his license for that area runs out. He said that he not only has to mine the ground before it expires, but also get the reclamation done. That caused some fans on Reddit to ask why the reclamation is never shown in the series. Mine reclamation is the process where they minimize the adverse effects of mining on the environment. The miners return the land to its original condition. It is easy to see the equipment, digging, and more destroying the land, and in many locations, laws don't allow miners to leave the land destroyed after finishing their job. Alaska has strong laws in place to protect the land. This process includes returning mined lands to open spaces, wildlife habitats, agriculture, or commercial development. It also could include avoiding and repairing the effects on the wildlife habitat. Finally, in the end, the crew usually replaces topsoil and revegetates the land with suitable plant species. Usually, this happens while the mining is going on, and not just at the end. Parker Schnabel actually won an award recently for his innovative work in this area. Why is this not shown on Gold Rush? So, why does Gold Rush not show this interesting and important step in the mining process? The OP Redditor in the thread asked why that part of the show is never done. They also wondered if there was a special crew hired just to do the reclamation part of the projects. That is actually where the problem lies. One commenter said Gold Rush could offer a season-ending special every year showing the reclamation process. They mentioned fans would likely receive that well since it is so important. Another mentioned that Tony Beats sites look like a wasteland and they would love to see how they revitalize it. However, it is that separate crew doing the job that provides the problem here. There was an episode of The Dirt where they talked about the process. In that episode's segment, the reason this doesn't appear on Gold Rush received an explanation. In that segment, it was made clear that some workers do not wish to be on camera, referring to the reclamation guys. One Redditor explained, "I guess they want to be left alone to get on with the important work they are doing, working on a legacy which will last thousands of years." In the wild and untamed landscapes of the Klondike, Alaska, and the many rugged terrains featured on Gold Rush *, fans have witnessed intense drama, backbreaking work, and nail-biting moments as miners like Parker Schnabel, Tony Beats, and Fred Lewis struggle to pull precious gold from the earth. But for all the explosive action, high-stakes gambles, and dizzying triumphs, there's a notable absence: reclamation. Reclamation, the process of restoring land that's been mined to its natural or productive state, is an integral part of modern mining. In many places, it's even required by law. Yet when you watch Gold Rush *, it's rarely mentioned, let alone shown. Viewers are left wondering why this important part of mining seems to be left out, creating a mystery as to what really happens once the gold has been extracted. Let's pull back the curtain on why reclamation is so rarely featured on Gold Rush *, and uncover the truth behind this missing piece of the mining puzzle. #### the drama of gold, not dirt. At its core, Gold Rush * is a show about the search for gold, gritty, primal, and packed with suspense. The entire narrative arc of each season hinges on whether or not the miners will strike it rich. Every episode follows their successes and failures as they hunt for fortune in the unforgiving wilderness. Viewers are drawn to the passion, the risks, and the high stakes. Reclamation, on the other hand, is not particularly exciting from a viewer's standpoint. Imagine an episode where, instead of racing to hit a gold target or wrestling with broken machinery, The miners are carefully planting grasses, moving dirt, and restoring water channels. It's crucial work, but not the kind of adrenaline-pumping, heart-racing action that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. The producers are well aware that the primary appeal of the show lies in the drama of the hunt for gold, not necessarily in the slow, methodical work of restoring the land afterward. Hashtag timing is everything. Another major reason reclamation isn't featured prominently is that it often happens long after the cameras have stopped rolling. Mining operations on Gold Rush are seasonal. The crews work for a short window during the summer months, racing against the clock to get as much gold out of the ground as they can before winter locks everything down in ice. Reclamation, however, tends to happen at the end of the mining season or even the next year, after the site has been fully mined. When production wraps up for the season, the reclamation process is just beginning. The camera crews, looking for the explosive moments of gold discovery and mechanical failures, are long gone by the time the work to restore the land takes place. By the time the miners are leveling piles of tailings, replanting vegetation, and rerouting water, the show's narrative has moved on. Hashtag budget constraints and time limits. Producing a show like Gold Rush is an expensive endeavor. Each episode requires significant resources, from crew wages and camera equipment to travel costs and post-production work. Every minute of footage filmed has to serve the overall story arc and keep the audience engaged. Spending valuable production time on reclamation efforts would not only take away from the action, but also add to the show's costs without necessarily adding to its excitement factor. In the cutthroat world of reality TV, where ratings are everything, the show's producers have to make hard choices about what makes it onto the screen. Unfortunately, Reclamation doesn't provide the kind of fast-paced, compelling content that justifies the expense and time required to film it. Hashtag the legal side of things. You might be wondering, isn't reclamation required by law? In many jurisdictions, absolutely. Mining companies, including the ones featured on Gold Rush are often required to file reclamation plans and post bonds to ensure that the land will be restored after mining operations are complete. However, this legal requirement doesn't always translate into compelling television. Each mining site has different reclamation requirements depending on the region, type of land, and environmental factors. Some sites may require extensive land restoration, while others may involve minimal work. Furthermore, these requirements are part of long-term contracts and regulations that don't necessarily align with the timelines of a single mining season. For many of the miners, reclamation is just another part of doing business, necessary but not particularly dramatic. In the real world, there's paperwork, approvals, and consultations with environmental experts. In the world of Gold Rush these details don't lend themselves to captivating TV moments. And while reclamation is critical for long-term environmental sustainability, it doesn't carry the same tension or high stakes as a piece of broken equipment or a last-minute push to hit a goal target. Hashtag a new kind of adventure.